I'm going to crack this thing open.
You know how like advent calendars for kids, those chocolate?
Yeah. Yeah, we got one.
I'm like that with pumpkin pie.
No, it's my first Marvel movie. Everyone's like, oh my God, you got to see a Marvel movie in theaters. So I'm like, okay, I'll go see Spider-Man.
Maybe they should have been in there because I have some opinions on why Georgia is in the playoffs. They should not be in the playoffs.
Oh my God.
Why should
Not
they?
you.
They just lost.
Welcome to the Beer and Sports Podcast. I am Josh Wingate, Josh Wingate 302. My good buddy over here, Josh Kimmel, Josh Kimmel OUS. We are a part of the Fins Talk Sports Network. Follow us and the network. We're Mugs and Balls. Network is Fins Talk Sports on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. How's it going, buddy?
Pretty good, man. I'm trying to find my note. I prepared for the show. Can you hear me?
You did?
We didn't even test our mics before. We did nothing.
No, we did not.
Because we're professionals.
Exactly
Our stuff
that.
always works.
For sure. 100%, yes.
I'm feeling good. I did some preparation for the show, kind of.
What's that? I can't hear you.
You can't hear me for
I
real?
don't think your microphone's working.
Stop.
No, I'm just kidding.
Stop. I got a soundboard working. You know what I mean?
There you go.
But here, I came up with a great topic for tonight's show, or at least
did.
a little segment. I stole it.
You
I'm
did
just gonna be honest. I stole it from the local radio station, the Saturday show. Thank you for that. But other than that, what's going on?
I will say, we're not putting in the full effort because you stole your topic from another radio station. I was like, you know what? I need to come up with a really good description for this show. And I just went over to ChatGPT and I said, hey, this is what our show is going to be about. Make it work for like Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. And just it ran down and I just copied and pasted. And I was like, let's go.
What do you mean by that? What do we do?
So when I create the show, we have to have a little description. And in that description, I just stole whatever. I just went to ChatGPT and it says like introducing the Beer and Sports Podcast. Join us on an adrenaline pumping sports journey where we explore the thrilling world of MLB.
I'm doing that for every show.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, guys. If you watch me on this network, Wednesday nights, fantasy football, Thursday nights, I do wrestling.
Oh, geez,
I will be. I didn't plug what they were. Once upon a Sunday, Wednesday nights, Real Talk Wrestling, Thursday nights. I will be using ChatGPT, whatever it's called, for now.
OpenAI, ChatGPT, yes.
OpenAI, what's that?
Yeah, that's like the actual website you go to get to it. But yeah,
I've only been to it once. Oh, we're drinking? I'm not drinking.
I'm drinking. That's why I was like, you were like, hey, Josh, I'm coming. Don't worry. And I was like, oh, shoot. So I went and I just ran downstairs real quick and I said, okay, I forgot a beer. So now I grabbed that. So is that like a Kool-Aid, like a sugar-free Kool-Aid, or is that like a energy Gatorade? Gotcha.
I have 10. It comes with 10. I drink one a day with my creatine inside.
It has electrolytes, right?
I just do it because if you just do creatine with water, it's just you chew the creatine. The creatine needs something to latch onto. I don't know what. I'm not a scientist.
Why creatine?
What do you mean why creatine?
Why do you take creatine?
It's a great dietary supplement. It is. If you do your research, Josh, I know a lot of people out there don't want to do the research and they don't understand things.
Well, what's great about creatine other than it puts water in your muscles?
Well, it does put water in my muscles. Water is great for recovery. Recovery is great for muscle growth. You know, it's a whole cycle. Yes, it does inflate your muscles a little bit, but it also gives you that extra recovery time. So if you don't know that, now you know.
Yep. Great. That sounds
Did you know that, or were you just like trying to test me?
I knew that. But also, it puts water in your muscles, makes your muscles look inflamed, and
not inflamed.
Kind of.
More like
because if you were to stop using it and you lost some water weight, it would come from your muscles first.
So let me tell you something. I didn't use it for a week, and this is my first time using it. In a week, did I lose anything?
Yeah,
did I lose anything, Josh?
Definitely lost something.
I know I did. I know I did, and that's not the reason why I started taking it again. The reason why I stopped because I wanted to see what would happen.
Yeah,
that's 100% fact. And I did lose a little bit of not in inches, a little bit of my
and
anyway,
we know as men we can't lose any inches. That's for dang sure.
Every inch matters.
Yeah, for darn sure.
Every inch matters. Anyway, so we got some scenarios. I'm gonna throw out there like a gambling segment. But we want to do more scenario based.
Yeah, definitely.
Content. And then you said you want to do something about trade deadlines. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
it's coming
lie.
up.
I
You
only
didn't
know
pay
about.
one. Yeah, and that's the one I want to talk about.
I only know about the Rays, and that's how Ohtani can come here. That's it.
That's all we really need to talk about. That's the big one. Is he going to get traded? But I want to get more into what you're talking about right now.
Oh, we're leading off with my idea.
Yeah, we're leading off with your idea.
I
like
me
it
tell
so
you.
much. I'm putting in the leadoff spot.
So I don't have them in front of me. I don't know where I wrote them down. I wrote them down somewhere. Do you have them?
I do. I do have them. Do you want to start with your long shots, your mid tier, or do you want to start with your favorite?
I got it. See that? Can you read that?
Hardly.
That's my handwriting. Anyway,
this is my handwriting. I don't even know if I can show you any of this because it is all confidential information.
Oh, confidential.
But
your handwriting is nice. I heard people with bad handwriting are smarter overall. I'm just saying.
That's fake news.
But I heard it's true. All right. So let's throw the situation out there. So I went ahead and looked at the FanDuel Sportsbook.
Yes.
Some others. This is a totally original idea. And I said, let's just cross sport it. If you had a bet on something in that range, like if something's plus 900, what would you feel more comfortable betting?
So here's my question: is it either this or the field, or how we working this?
Yeah, you need to pick one of the.
Are you okay? You're just taking one of these. Which one would you take?
Exactly. Which one would you bet on if you were a betting man? Okay. If betting was illegal in your state. So here's my first. I will go with the I'll start with the favorites. These are all high probability. Very the favorites, of course. So what would you bet on?
Uh-oh. Kid's about to get in trouble.
You got to take over, Josh. I'll be right back.
Oh, kid's about to get the tombstone. Is that what it's called by the Undertaker?
He's about to get Leia to smack it down. Yeah.
So I wonder if we can pay attention to the audio here and hear what's happening. But yeah. So basically we're going to get into these prop bets that Kimmel was talking about. So we'll get into that, and then also I might throw some on top of them to see what he thinks about this. Maybe throw him a little curveball, because if we're going to get into the betting, I'm sure there are some prop bets around who's going to get traded. So we'll look into that as well. But Kimmel's just leaving me hanging here. Don't know what to do. So we're going through that. We could talk about the Dallas Cowboys, which I know everyone wants to talk about. We could talk about the Miami Dolphins right now, which I know everyone doesn't want to talk about on this network because we are a Miami Dolphins network. And eventually we'll get more into that. But we'll see what happens here. Let's see if we can find some MLB prop bets for the trade deadline, and we will do that in a little bit as I am just going along. I don't know what I'm doing right now. I don't even know.
So
the
favorites.
Yeah.
The favorites. These are ones obviously that wouldn't pay out a lot of money, but they are favorites. So we got to decide which one we would bet on if we were to bet. Okay. So what is more likely to happen? I will start with Patrick Mahomes leads the league in passing touchdowns, plus 300. Now these are all real life lines I got from FanDuel.com. The Atlanta Braves winning the World Series, plus 340. Or the Georgia Bulldogs win the national championship this year, plus 220.
I don't know if I can bet on as a Georgia fan. I do not know. As you cannot hear me right now, and you're about to lay the smack down again on your child. I don't know if going into this season, I can be all in on Georgia's national championship because we have a new quarterback. That's big. We have a lot of moving pieces. We lost some defensive skill players. I don't know if I can be all in on that. So I can't do that one. I will never bet that the Braves will win a World Series. Never, ever, ever bet that. So that's out of the line. So I think I am going to go with Mahomes leads the league in passing TDs.
So plus 300. That to me is the second riskiest one. Braves are the hardest for me because anyone can win the World Series. It just takes a hot team, hot pitcher. We're still in July. So it's hard to actually, injuries could happen. Anything could happen. So plus 340, that's a dangerous bet. Georgia plus 220, Mahomes plus 300. That's what it comes down to me. Do I want to make some money because you get a little bit more money, a little bit more boost with that, and it's kind of safe. But then you got to think Joe Burrow's involved in this conversation as well. You have other quarterbacks that could win this. I predicted on Twitter on my fantasy football show as well, Tua, if he stays healthy,
don't say
which
this.
he
You're
will.
going to say something real dumb right now.
I predict Tua will play every game and will lead the league.
I thought you were going to say no. See, you literally just laid down and like, okay, I can see that, and then you just doubled up on it and just said something real dumb right now.
That's just what
Tua is not going to lead the league in touchdowns.
That's a bold prediction that I might. So all that being said, Georgia plus 220 is the easiest money you'll ever make because college football is so lopsided. There's no competition. It's literally the most boring sport you could possibly watch.
But
Georgia
three-peat in college is hard.
Of course it's hard, but leading the league in touchdowns like Mahomes does almost every year is very hard. And winning the World Series is almost not impossible because the Braves have it, but you're telling me that there's other teams out there that could win the World Series other than Atlanta. So the most, like the easiest path to me would be Georgia. Easily.
Yeah, I think the easiest path to me is going to be Mahomes. Because it takes one loss for Georgia to be jumped down.
Bullshit.
Takes one loss.
They'll lose 3 games. They'll barely lose the SEC championship game and they'll just throw them in there because that's how it works.
Are we going to be serious or are we just joking?
No, but that's how it works, man. The rich stay rich in college
football.
One
regular season loss and they will be out.
No, they won't.
Yeah.
That's a fact. That's not true. Look, the rich stay rich in college football. That's why it's the most boring sport there is in the world because it's the same teams over and over and over. And once you find that, like Alabama, they're on top for how long?
Well, Georgia. Listen, if Tennessee beats Georgia in the regular season, Georgia is out. They're not going to do it until. Did they expand the playoffs this year? Because if they did, maybe not. But until that happens, they're out if they lose to Tennessee this year. And Tennessee is like making it their mission to beat Georgia in the regular season this year.
And it's so funny that you're like, if they lose to one team, they're out. That just tells you how lopsided the sport is. And it just tells you how easy someone can repeat or three-peat or four-peat because it's more about how much money you can pay these athletes now to come to your school. And the talent gap is just too wide now. The college game has been destroyed. It's not fun to watch anymore to me. But that's, hey, what's up, man? How you doing? Hey, Valve, what do you think, Valve? What would you bet on? Mahomes leads the league in passing touchdowns. Georgia wins the national championship in 2024, or the Atlanta Braves win the 2023 World Series. That's what we're talking about right now. We're going through these scenarios. I said Georgia wins the national championship plus 220, according to FanDuel. And Josh thinks Mahomes leads the league in touchdowns. All right, next one, the mid-tier. The mid-tier bets. We're going to start with the Philadelphia Eagles winning the Super Bowl.
Oh, geez, I'll never take that one.
Plus,
what's this? You're taking my 2 least favorite teams in baseball and football, and you're just throwing them in there for me.
The Atlanta, sorry, I was going to say the Atlanta Braves. No, the Eagles win the Super Bowl, so that's plus 800 right now on FanDuel. Anthony Richardson wins NFL Rookie of the Year, plus 850. That's real life. Like that stands out to me. And the Lions, this one's a joke. The Lions win the AFC plus 900. Which one do you feel more comfortable placing your money on? To me, one stands out as never going to happen.
As they never, Lions win the AFC.
It's supposed to be NFC. My bad, guys. NFC. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah, that would never happen.
NFC.
But even the NFC, I don't think, like, if it would have said the NFC North, I'm looking at it a little harder. But I don't.
But think about this. How many teams in the NFC are actually competitive? You look at the NFC South.
49ers.
Hold on. You look at the NFC South. None of them. Right? Not one of those teams in the NFC South is a contender to the Detroit Lions. Then you look at the real contenders. You have Minnesota. Yes. You have.
In their own division.
Yep. They're in division. So Minnesota, yes, is competition. Dallas, yes.
Philadelphia,
San Francisco, yes. Philadelphia, yes. So
San Francisco, yes.
So like they're in the top 6. So they just have to beat out those 5 other teams. What we think going into the season.
I feel like they're in a tough division though. With the Packers, I think the Packers can be tough. I believe we talked about Minnesota can be tough, and so they can beat each other up, and that's never an advantageous thing to have for you to win the NFC.
So then with the other one is the Eagles win the Super Bowl plus 800, and then Anthony Richardson Rookie of the Year 850. That just screams to me that's the go-to.
Yeah. And it's just because Anthony Richardson has like the tools to wow everyone. And I do feel like he has a running game that can help him in the long run. So if he can just figure out a way to take care of the football, I think it could be an easy thing for him to win.
So I put this one specifically all NFL and mainly, two NFC teams versus one AFC rookie on purpose, because if the Lions win the NFC, that means they took down the Eagles. If the Eagles make it to the Super Bowl, that means they took down the Lions somewhere along the way. But to win the Super Bowl against a stronger AFC, I don't see it happening. I think the Super Bowl comes out of the AFC this season. Anthony Richardson, it's him and it's Bijan. To me, I think those are the two top rookies. It honestly depends on gameplay. If Richardson gets in there and plays right away and is somewhat average, we've seen these guys, quarterbacks, win Rookie of the Years not being impressive, while the running back or receivers are way better. So that's just a quarterback thing. I'm putting my money on Anthony Richardson, even if he plays 10 games and he stands out in 9 of them or 8 of them, he's winning that award easily.
I mean, don't underestimate Jahmyr Gibbs either.
He's not on my radar. He's not on my radar because he's not the top running back by the media, and he's on a team that if they do win, it's going to be a collection of players around him, not just him. If the Falcons do well, it's going to be because of Bijan, period. I mean, he's the best player on that team, whereas I don't think Jahmyr Gibbs is the best player on his team. And I know it doesn't matter for rookies and yada, 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 but my point is Bijan will make a bigger impact and get more of the publicity, whereas Jahmyr Gibbs will be under the radar. What do you guys think of the receivers that were drafted this year or the tight ends? You guys maybe having a chance to listen. I don't know who you're talking about, Anthony, but we're talking gambling right now.
But still, we're talking Anthony Richardson as Rookie of the Year. Do you think
is he talking about the Colts?
Could? No, he's just saying in general. Do you think a receiver that was drafted this year or a tight end that was drafted this year could eventually be that Rookie of the Year this year?
Oh, okay. Sorry, Anthony, I misread that. I think Bijan wins Rookie of the Year. That's who I'm picking. If I had to pick one, I think he's going to be the most explosive. I think he's going to lead all rookies in all total purpose yards. I know you hate him. I know you do.
No, I don't hate him. I've never said it. I just don't think he's a true running back. I think he is a weapon in an offense, and you need to use him as a weapon. So if you're trying to find just a traditional running back, I don't think he's your guy. But if you are trying to find someone that can move around the offense, be that weapon X or something of that nature, I think he's your guy. So yeah, I would think if he's used correctly, he could be Rookie of the Year. I don't think we will see a rookie receiver or tight end from this year's draft be a Rookie of the Year. Maybe next year, when we get the Georgia tight end to come out, he might have a high possibility. But I think you're going to see it as maybe a quarterback or a running back this year. I really do think Jahmyr Gibbs is up there for a potential Rookie of the Year.
So the problem with this year, Anthony and Josh, with the Rookie of the Year situation, we know it's a quarterback award. And there's CJ Stroud, there's Bryce, and then there's Anthony Richardson. Yeah. They're all going to play this year. And the NFL voters and the award voters love quarterback play. So if one of them plays halfway decent, they're winning that award.
Bijan Robinson, but that's the thing. They have to play somewhat decent.
And I think one of them will out of all three. I think one of them will.
Yeah.
I think Bryce will be explosive and fun to watch. I think Stroud will struggle early but catch on late. And I think Richardson can go either super mega bust or super mega superstar.
So if you're asking for a quarterback that's going to do it, it's going to be CJ Stroud, in my opinion. I've talked about how much I love CJ Stroud as a prospect. If there was one that was going to do it, I would say him. As far as Anthony's comparison to Alvin Kamara, I can somewhat see that, but I would put it on more of a Christian McCaffrey, just a more thicker Christian McCaffrey who can actually run between the tackles. But I think that weapon that Christian McCaffrey can be, I'm trying to think of how to say this. I think using Robinson more in the pass game rather than the run game is going to be more productive in his gameplay.
I agree. And I also agree that Richardson is not hyping him up a little bit too much. I think that we've all evolved as a fan base, as the NFL actually. It used to be sit him, wait, hopefully there's something. And then all of a sudden Matt Ryan's throwing his first touchdown pass on his first attempt to whoever it was. I think it was Roddy White or someone like that. And then all of a sudden, every rookie quarterback, it started with Matt Ryan, I think. Maybe it was earlier than that, but I feel like Matt Ryan
Big Ben?
Maybe Big Ben. Same
year. He didn't start right away.
Same year, right?
Weren't they the same first year?
Were they the same class?
No, they weren't the same class.
Was Matt Ryan a year before? Because he started.
Big Ben was Phillip Rivers, Eli Manning.
Eli.
There was one more in his class.
When was Matt Ryan?
No, Matt Ryan was the first overall pick. He was the second or third overall pick.
When was Matt Ryan?
He was the same. Matt Ryan was the same year Jake Long was taken by the Dolphins.
Matt Ryan was drafted in 2008. We have with Chris Long to the Rams. Matt Ryan was number 2.
Long.
Darren McFadden was number 4 to the Oakland Raiders.
But here's the thing about
we don't draft. This is a Bijan thing. This is why we don't draft running backs early. Look at Darren McFadden. Come on, man.
Yeah.
He was a beast.
Here's the thing about the Anthony Richardson thing. Yes, I think we are hyping him up a little too much, but at the same time, there's a lot of people that, in the terms of that instant gratification, they also don't want to be wrong about someone, so they'll take both sides of that path of that player can take. And Anthony Richardson is someone that could either explode or just have a down year. So if he does explode, people want to be on that side of the path, and if he doesn't do well, they also want to have something out there saying that they're on that side as well. I just think if he can I'm going to say this. If he can have a Geno Smith type season where he protects the ball, doesn't make too many mistakes, and I know you're going to say, well, Geno Smith had the most possible interceptions, blah, 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 blah. If he has it to where he actually protects the ball and doesn't throw those picks, he has the arm and the capability as a runner to be electric. So if he can take care of the ball, I think with that and his ability to run the ball, he could be the rookie of the year based off of that.
Quick, this is off topic. Quick, not off topic. It's on topic, but off my sheet. Who throws more passing yards? Anthony Richardson, Justin Fields?
I'm going to go Justin Fields. I think Justin Fields at the moment has a better receiving core. And he's more experienced. So, yeah.
So who's our answer for this one? We're picking Eagles. We never answer. I think I'm picking.
I know. I said I'm taking Anthony Richardson.
All right, rookie of the year. All right. And the last one, the long shots. These are not expected to happen. One has a we'll get to it.
Yeah, he's not Michael Vick.
He's not Michael Vick. All right, so here's the long shot bets. Bijan Robinson leads the NFL in rushing touchdowns. That's plus 1,400.
Okay.
Aaron Rodgers wins league MVP, plus 1,600. And the Rays win the World Series, plus 550. I know 550 isn't a long shot. Yes, plus 550. Like, it's a very good odds. But I put it in there because I'm a realist and I'm a Rays fan and I love the Rays. I know they have zero chance. Like,
yeah,
their betting odds.
I wouldn't say they have zero chance. They could make a big
chance.
splash and
they have zero chance
at the trade deadline. And no, they're a good team. I wouldn't say anyone has zero chance if you're a good team.
They've been struggling since
it happens to everyone,
dude. For a month, it's been.
I'd rather struggle now than struggle later.
That's true.
They're a good team. I am going to say, oh, that's tough.
That wasn't the question, Anthony. Mahomes wins MVP wasn't on the damn list, Anthony. But Braves were
nice to Anthony.
I love Anthony. Anthony's my guy. I'm just saying. So, all right. So Bijan leads the league in rushing touchdowns, plus 1,400. I'm just going to recap it. Aaron Rodgers, league MVP, plus 1,600, which is wildly crazy. Rays win the World Series plus 550. What are you betting on?
I'm going to bet that Bijan leads the league in. Oh no, this is rushing touchdowns.
Rushing touchdowns.
No, I'm not going to do that. I thought it was rushing yards. Sorry. I'm going to say Aaron Rodgers wins the league MVP.
This was so easy for me too, and I wish I would have put something more difficult in it, but I have been watching NFL Network all day today, and they covered the Jets literally all day today, and that's kind of why I put that in there, because you know me.
If you put rushing yards for Bijan, I would have taken that one over. Yes, but since it's rushing touchdowns, I'm not going to take that one.
I'm going straight for Aaron Rodgers wins MVP. I am all in on this. There's plus 1,600. If I was legally allowed to bet, I would throw 100 on that right now. I think he's motivated. I think that this team's going to be good. I think
he's got weapons for days.
I think that this team's the second best team in the league, in the AFC East. I think it goes Miami 1, Jets 2, Bills 3. I really think that the Jets leaped over the Bills. I think the Bills are in shambles right now. They didn't add anything significant on offense.
This team is deep with weapons.
And I think that the New York Jets are going to be scary. And I would not be surprised if Mr. Aaron Rodgers throws for 40 touchdowns. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I would not be surprised. That's why I didn't want to take the Mahomes passing touchdowns, because I think Rodgers can get it.
I don't know if he'll get that, but I do think he can be effective enough to win MVP. But Dude. Garrett Wilson, where do you stand on Alan Lazard?
I think he's a bum. I think
that's why I thought you stood.
I think, hold on, I got reasons why. He's never been good. He's never been someone that Rodgers can actually rely on. He's never on the field enough to do that. He might be good in the locker room, but that's because Rodgers requested him. I get it, but he's not an effective player for the receiving game. But he might add something that we don't know. I would take Garrett Wilson all day over him, of course. Who else is on that team that can catch footballs? I know they're deep.
Mecole
Hardman. He's going to make splash plays.
Yep. Corey Davis, whatever.
He's
take
solid.
Corey Davis as you will.
Yep. Give me a third down catches.
Randall Cobb's there.
Yeah.
They also have
he's a nothing.
Tyler Conklin.
He's a nothing.
He
can add something.
Nothing, but here's the thing. He's a nothing under can't even think of his name right now.
No. Don't get it twisted, man. I'm a huge Tyler Conklin fan. It's just with Aaron Rodgers, he neglects the tight ends.
Does he?
Dude, I wish he threw it to the tight ends, because I rostered all the damn Packers tight ends all my life in Dynasty. Yes, he does. The only reason why he went to Bobby Tonyan that 1 year is because he had nobody else. What happened afterwards? Robert Tonyan was an afterthought because Devontae Adams was hurt that year, and that's all he had.
I don't know. I just...
And then before that, who wasn't?
Unfondly, I remember going to an NFL playoff game, Cowboys-Packers, and Mercedes Lewis wrecking us with a touchdown across the field at the end zone, catching that ball.
Yeah, I mean, he threw it to Mercedes.
He didn't. Early in his career, he utilized his tight ends very well. But I just think his tight ends fell off.
Yes, exactly. So Tyler Conklin could be something. I'm not saying he's not something, because I do like him. It's just I don't think
Zoma.
I would. You know what? I think he's a better receiver than
Jeremy
Tyler
Ruckert.
Conklin. I don't know who that is.
He was a.
Don't give me this college stats.
He played for but I think he played for Carolina, if I remember correctly.
Now, Anthony brings up a good point. Who can the Jets trust at receiver once they shut down Garrett Wilson? Let me tell you something, Anthony. You could say the same thing over there in Minnesota. What are they going to do when they shut down Justin Jefferson? You can't, in today's NFL, you cannot shut down greatness. You can minimize them. You can make sure that they don't kill you. You can't.
But what are you doing to shut down Garrett Wilson? Double coverage, as you say there. I'm going 4 wide at that point, and I'm going to have someone beat me or beat you, because I do have one of the best quarterbacks in the league with Aaron Rodgers, who's super accurate. And then I also have these receivers in the backfield that can catch the ball very effectively out of the backfield. So I do think they have weapons to take advantage of you at all avenues of the field.
I think they have the best defense in the AFC. I think they have the best quarterback in the world. I truly love Aaron Rodgers. I'm still a Tua guy. Don't get me wrong, but gosh, I hate that all my favorite players go to the Jets once in a while. Like Jason Taylor did it. Aaron Rodgers is doing it right now. Brett Favre, I liked him a lot. He did it. Damn it. I got to root for the Jets this year, guys. I'm just going to do it.
He's saying that he's asking that because the number 2s aren't that trustworthy. One, Aaron Rodgers makes receivers better. And if you think that quarterbacks can't do that, you're crazy. But there's a reason why Rodgers asked for Lazard to go there, because he's comfortable with him. That's going to be a safety net for Rodgers early on in the process. Kimmel can say that he sucks, but Lazard does put up numbers, and Kimmel ultimately hates him because he's not available a lot. But when he is available, he can produce.
Look, Alan Lazard is a guy that you can't rely on for stats and for numbers and for like actually being productive for full 17 games. But when he is in there, you're right. Rodgers can go to him and he will make plays, but he will not make plays throughout the season. Mecole Hardman, watch out, guys. I think Mecole Hardman's going to have the best year of his life. I think Mecole Hardman's going to get open. The problem with Mecole Hardman was he had too much competition over there in Kansas City. And if you noticed, Mahomes loves to spread the ball around. It's everyone. Everyone gets a chance. Whereas Rodgers, he finds his favorite players and he feeds that favorite player. So it will. Go ahead.
Lazard had almost 800 yards off of 60 catches.
Yeah,
last
I'll
year.
take that. That's what you're going to get from him. Nothing spectacular.
6 touchdowns. Yeah, I'll take that as a number 2.
Yeah, you'll get that as a number 2. That's fine, but it's nothing spectacular. They don't have Tyreek and Waddle. They don't have Chase and Higgins. That's fine. Rodgers never had that. They never needed it.
And then you have a Randall Cobb who's probably at the end of his career, but he's still that.
He's been at the end of his career for like 5 years,
I know,
dude.
but he's still that guy that you can throw him on 3rd and short, and he'll catch the ball and just run through someone and make a first down or something like that. He's still that guy.
Let's see how many routes this guy ran last year, Randall Cobb.
Probably not much. Was he in the league last year?
Yeah, he was. It's just ironic that this dude, Aaron Rodgers, who I love, and if you know me personally, you know he's my favorite player of all time. One of them. He asks for weapons. He goes somewhere new. He gets rid of Elijah Moore, who was a phenomenal weapon, and brings in these fucking losers in Green Bay that he wanted to get rid of. Make it make sense. You had Elijah Moore. Imagine Elijah Moore there with Garrett Wilson.
He protects his guys.
But he wanted some receivers, and he's bringing these busted-ass receivers back. It makes no sense. Randall Cobb played 13 games last year, 34 catches, 417 yards.
As a 6th receiver, are you taking that?
I mean, he's going to get you a couple first downs, but like he's nothing special. Let's just be honest.
But that's a 6th receiver.
I'd rather have DJ Chark.
Is he on their roster?
No, but he could have been had. What I'm saying is there's other deeper receiver class. I would much rather have.
No, I get that, but again, the comfortability with Aaron Rodgers and all of that, that's where that's being played at.
I think you take the comfortability aspect to another level, which is fine. It's just sometimes you just need great players. And if you were so comfortable with these players in Green Bay, why didn't they win more? Period.
Because one, they lost to Randall Cobb. He got released.
They had Devontae Adams all this time.
Yeah.
So they had the one superstar, and then they had the loser supporting cast around them. Lazard, Cobb. Nothing happened. Do you think that the Green Bay Packers had a better rushing attack with Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon than they will have?
Well, here's the thing.
Breece Hall and Michael Carter.
Yes, I do. But here's what I will say. I don't think they use them effective enough to be better than what they're going to have with the Jets. I don't think they utilize Aaron Jones correctly.
They did not. I agree with you. They did not.
They've never have. They never have. And I don't understand this. Aaron Jones is a horse. What is it? A
workhorse?
Workhorse, yes.
Yes, yes.
You want to as he keeps going, the better he gets. And they constantly use him. And then he'll go 3 carries for 50 yards, and then they'll take him out. And you're like, what are you doing? One, because I'm a fantasy owner, I'm like, what are you doing? But two, the guy is literally tearing this defense up, and you'll pull him out for someone else. And I'm like, I don't get it. And they have never used him correctly.
Anthony in the chat asked, who are your safe bets? Pets. He wants to know about our pets. He thinks we're Jordan Addison driving 140 down the road. Anyway, who are your safest bets this year in the NFL when it comes to stats, wins, and awards? Well, Anthony, I'm just going to let you know this. We're going to have a big NFL preview show, and we're going to announce our winners. I will give you a little hint. Last year, I correctly predicted the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl, and I predicted that Mahomes would be MVP and Super Bowl MVP, and Josh laughed at me, and I was right. So if you want advice, come to me, and I will say this right here, right now on this show. Early predictions, early spoilers, whatever you want to call it. The league MVP of this year, of this NFL, will be Tua. I am saying it right now. No, I'm not joking either. I am really not joking. I know you can roll your eyes, and Anthony, I don't know where you stand on Tua. I think Tua will be the MVP.
It's not going to be Tua.
I truly believe he'll lead the league in passing touchdowns, and I think Tua is the reason why the Dolphins will secure a high, like a number 1 or number 2 seed in the AFC. That's all I'm going to say. I am truly all in on this team, and if Tua proved last year,
you have to be for where we're standing in this line of the fence, where you have to be to figure out where you're at. Be all in.
And I am all in. And I was all in last year.
You have to be.
When the Dolphins were 8-3, I was calling for the MVP chance with Tua because he was performing at an MVP caliber level, and you know it. You know it. You know it. You saw it. You watched it.
No, I didn't think he was playing at an MVP level. Because I came on this show, our first episode, and made everyone hate me. Because I said, Tua isn't the answer. If you want to give someone the MVP on this team, give it to the receivers. Because the receivers are making Tua look better. And I've said, have we changed the way we
How
build
come the
defense
receivers didn't make Skyler look better? How come the receivers didn't make Teddy Bridgewater look better? Why? What's the difference? Can someone tell me? Can someone in the chat tell me? Can you tell me?
I mean, did they not?
No. If that was better, if that was what their better was, boy, they should quit. They should go find something else to do.
They probably should. But here's
that was bad.
The difference between that is Tua is an average NFL quarterback. He's average. And the receivers make him look better. What you have from Skyler and Teddy are well below average NFL quarterbacks. They're backup quarterbacks in the NFL. How many great backup quarterbacks are there in the NFL? 2, 3, maybe? They're not one of them. So they probably don't belong in the NFL, but because the way the backups work, they're in the NFL because there's not a great backup quarterback in the NFL. But Tua is elevated from his quarterbacks. And I said that, or from his receivers, from what I said our first episode on here, maybe the way that we're building offenses are changing. You get the great receivers and you get the quarterback, and then the receivers make the quarterback look better rather than the quarterback making the receivers look better.
You know, time's going to tell. I know I might have too much faith. I know that, you know, once you make a hot take in July, you got to stick with it. You know, you just kind of have to, and I'm going to ride with it. I'm not going to say anything differently. You told me yourself, Mahomes was destined to fail because that team wasn't complete. And I sat you and I looked at you right in the eye and said, you're
I didn't say it was.
You said that they're the weakest team. Their roster's awful.
The weakest team. Their roster's awful.
And I'm not saying
just said he didn't have the supporting cast. I'm not sitting here bragging about it.
Yes, and I said, fuck that. Mahomes is going to prove you wrong. And I think Tua's going to prove a lot of people wrong. I really do think that.
I don't think that.
I'm comparing Tua to Mahomes.
Yeah.
Put that on a meme, Bobby, if you're watching.
Yeah, please, because I can't see that. One, you have this big asterisk in front of what you're saying. So you can then report back and be like, oh, well, it didn't truly happen to how I saw it, because in order for him to win MVP, he had to play all 17 games. And that's not going to happen. So you kind of have that asterisk in front of that to where you can say, well, he didn't play all 17 games, so he wasn't able to win MVP. Is that not true?
Do you want me to say he will win MVP no matter what? Because I
Yeah.
will.
Yeah.
Right, he will. He will win MVP this year. Tua will
Regardless
win
of how many
MVP,
games he plays,
regardless of
he has to
anything,
play 75% of the games.
he'll win MVP.
Hmm.
He will win MVP. The dude, look, you were right about Tyreek and Waddle and everyone else helping him out. That's true. That's a fact. But would Peyton Manning do the same thing with Marvin Harrison, Reggie Wayne his whole career? Come on, are we taking away shit from him because he had Reggie Wayne, 2 Hall of Famers, his whole career? Are we taking that away? It's kind of unfair. So why would you take
His
away
whole
Tyreek
career,
and
he
Waddle?
did not have Reggie Wayne.
The majority. Oh, then he went to Denver where he had fucking Demaryius Thomas, another Hall of Famer, and they got Emmanuel Sanders in there. So again, in Eric Decker, people forget about how awesome Eric Decker was. So again, tell me where Peyton Manning never struggled with receivers, or tell me where Mahomes never had a great Kelsey or someone that can make a play for him. Every quarterback has to have that. We're sitting here. You just told me Justin Fields hasn't been good. Tom Brady. He's had Gronk his whole fucking career. And
No,
Gronk
he did not.
Pretty much most of it, the majority of it. And before that, it was like Deion Branch and Troy Brown, these bums, but he still made it work. And Tom Brady
he still made it work.
He still made it work, but Tom Brady wasn't throwing the ball 5 bajillion times back then. Nobody was in the NFL. Look, I know I'm crazy. Tua MVP. Put it on a postcard. Next.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what I would say. I can't come up with anything right now. That would be as crazy as Tua's winning the MVP. But yeah.
Can you put this one in the I want people to see that. The last one. Now, he disagrees. That's fine. Great quarterback is supposed to lift up whatever supporting cast he has instead of the supporting cast lifting him up. Okay. That's true. Quarterbacks should be leaders. They should be the ones, making your team better. When you drafted Andrew Luck, the Colts, he's supposed to elevate everyone around him, the T.Y. Hills, everyone else, right? I understand that. So you're telling me, Anthony, that we can put in, let's just Tyler Heineke. Would he do what Tua did in that short amount of time? Would Tyler Heineke do it? Because I don't think they would. I don't think anyone over there in Washington or wherever he is now going, man, Tyreek's not going, man, he's just as accurate he's more accurate than Mahomes. People were hyping him up, all offseason.
I think we're underestimating how great the receivers are in Miami.
But you can look. Zach Wilson had Garrett Wilson. Zach Wilson had Breece Hall. Zach Wilson had all the tools.
Garrett Wilson isn't Tyreek.
Garrett Wilson is not just as good as Tyreek, but he is up there. He's going to be. You're going to be surprised at how good he is. His career.
I would say, I agree, but he's not Tyreek right now.
So are we saying, okay, hold on. Let me ask you this, Anthony, and you. I wasn't high on Joe Burrow coming out. I thought Joe Burrow was a flash in the pan, would have one great season. He goes to a team with T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. Now he's some awesome. So is it the receivers or is it Joe Burrow? Or are we just supposed to say Joe Burrow's elevating that team? Because that's what you guys are saying about Tua, which is unfair.
I'm not saying Joe Burrow is elevating that team. I think Joe Burrow. Actually, I don't know what to think about Joe Burrow. I need to see what he does with less receivers, and then I can have an opinion on him.
But why can't we give the same opinion to Tua? Why can't you say that about Tua? He's bad.
Because I've watched Tua do it with less receivers, and I know he is bad. I've seen that with Tua. I have. Before Tyreek got there, did you not watch Tua?
Yeah.
Did you watch Tua before Tyreek?
Of course I watched Tua before Tyreek.
Yeah, exactly. He's bad. I will give you this example. Dak Prescott is the same way. He needs his receivers in order to elevate his play. Dak Prescott before Amari Cooper was not great. Last season, we got rid of Amari Cooper. We slid CeeDee Lamb over there. He has a really good receiver in CeeDee Lamb, but his other receivers didn't help him. And Dak needs that receiving core to help elevate him. We're seeing the same thing with Tua. He needs these receivers to elevate him. So that certain quarterbacks can elevate the play of their team, but also certain quarterbacks need the supporting cast to help elevate their play.
Anthony, in the chat, name your quarterbacks that elevate other teams. Because I want to know, Josh, can you name me? Let's just do it. Let's see. Who are the quarterbacks that elevate a team? Mahomes won, easily.
Mahomes won.
Does Justin Herbert elevate a team? Or did Justin Herbert get lucky with Keenan Allen? And
Justin Herbert is another one of them at the moment that the receivers elevate him. Because we
Okay.
saw receivers fall and the team fell over there in San Diego.
Russell
Or
Wilson,
LA.
was he elevated by Tyler Lockett in that offense his entire career, or did he just fall off real quick?
I just think he was in a bad situation last year. I think we're going to see Russell Wilson do better this year. I think Russell Wilson is someone that can elevate the team around him.
Is Josh Allen? I'm glad someone brought up Josh Allen. Is Josh Allen somebody
No,
that can elevate
he's
a
someone.
team?
Josh Allen is someone. He's a really good quarterback, but his supporting cast also elevates him as well.
That's all I got to say about that, because Josh Allen was nothing before Stephon Diggs. He was very inaccurate and very bad.
Rodgers, I agree with Anthony. Rodgers, I don't know about Herbert. Jalen Hurts, I don't agree with, but Rodgers is another one. And it's very rare to get these guys that elevate the players around them, because that's what makes them the greats. But Rodgers and Mahomes are the two I can think off the top of my head that elevate the players around them.
23423 23423 says Josh Allen, Baker, Tua, Justin Fields, Jalen Hurts. End of list. That list is very incomplete. I only see one. Actually, I don't see any.
Mahomes isn't on there.
Yeah, Mahomes isn't on there. Joe Burrow isn't on there, which is ridiculous. What about Stafford? Now, I know he's in his later career, his later years. What about Stafford? He did all that stuff over there in Detroit, but he had Calvin Johnson the majority of his career.
Johnson.
And then he goes over to Los Angeles. He has Cooper Kupp. You know, this guy's been blessed
But
with talent.
I would say at the peak of his career, yes, I would think Matthew Stafford could elevate the players around him.
I agree.
Matthew Stafford was such an underrated.
Not now, obviously, in 2023, but in
obviously not now.
Yeah. He was awesome. He was freaking awesome. Yeah. He led. He was a leader in that.
In his era, he was the most underrated quarterback of his era.
Because he played for Detroit.
Yeah.
Period. This is a fun topic. Topic. We can go forever.
Yeah. But I think what makes quarterbacks great is that they can elevate the team around them. Most quarterbacks get elevated by the supporting cast around them. I do believe once we get past those top tier quarterbacks, that as we fall down, it's just as the better you are, obviously the farther that team will go. I would just put Tua towards the middle of the road when it comes to those quarterbacks. Obviously, there's other quarterbacks that are just better overall.
You're taking Kirk? You're taking Kirk Cousins over Tua? I am. I'm taking Kirk. I think Kirk's phenomenal.
Yeah, I'm taking Kirk. I think
Kirk is one of those guys, and I know everyone's going to laugh at me. I think Kirk's one of those guys who elevates. I really do. I think he is. I think Kirk's a winner. It's been proven. He's got better numbers
he's not
than
a
Josh
winner.
Allen. Well, he's not a winner, but I think that he shut up, Josh. Just because he can't win in primetime. No, in a playoff game against the Giants against nobody. Jesus Christ. That still blows my mind. But I think Kirk Cousins, if you switch Kirk Cousins and Tua, I think the Dolphins are legitimate Super Bowl contenders, and there's no questions.
Yeah. No, I can agree with that. I don't want to sound like this guy that just hates Tua, because I do want him to do well. There's a lot of room for him to improve as a quarterback. And that's
he was second. Tua was second in the NFL last year on money throws, according to Player Profiler. That means he was the most accurate at throwing the ball in the precise spot where a receiver needs to catch it. I'm just saying, number 2.
Great. He's an accurate quarterback. He really is.
Yards per attempt, number 1.
Here's the thing with Tua.
Whatever it is.
The longer he holds on to the ball, the worse he is. If you can get him in a offense that just works off of timing, and he gets the ball out very quickly, he's going to be an excellent quarterback, because at that point, he's not throwing the ball far. While he can throw the ball far, it's not something in his game that he can consistently do. So the more he's throwing the ball, getting it out early, moving the ball, the better he's going to be. So if you can get an offense where it's high pace moving, get Chip Kelly in there, get him going, you're going to see a really good Tua. But the more he has to hold on to the ball, the worse he's going to be. You
just said that he's blah, 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 blah. He's number 1 in yards per attempt. Number 1 last year. 8.9 yards per attempt last year. Number 1. No one's better. No one's above him. So what are you talking about? He doesn't throw the ball. He throws the ball deep.
No, I just said he can throw the ball deep. I just don't
Okay.
think he can do it on a consistent level as
But he
far as
is.
constantly throwing the ball deep. And is
Take
this
take
is
Hill and
this that
Kelsey away. Hold on.
question?
What?
Is
What?
this stat going off of the point the receiver caught it and they're stopping it, or is this the receiver moving the ball further?
Doesn't matter.
It 100% matters. What are you talking about?
Hold on, I gotta address this psychotic comment in the chat. Take Hill and Kelsey away from Mahomes' start career. He would have performed like Allen did to start. There's no way. There is no way. There is zero chance that's true. Zero chance that's true. Patrick
Wasn't
Mahomes.
Hill like a number 3 receiver when Mahomes took over?
Josh Allen carried his team to the playoffs in 2019-2020, bottom 5 receiving core. Josh Allen also fumbled his team away in the playoffs multiple times. So you can go ahead and take that however you want. I'm not a Bills hater, although they're the most worst loser franchise of all time. That's true. They are. They are. Yeah, I mean, they don't fucking win Super Bowls, and they
Would
think
it be
they're
the
awesome.
Lions?
I mean, at least the Lions don't think they're hot shit. Like, at least there's no Lions Mafia. Like, Bills Mafia.
Bills Mafia is amazing. I don't care what you say.
Yeah, there are good people.
Bills Mafia is amazing.
They're fake tough guys. They don't win. They're losers. Hey, we're losers too over here in Miami. I get it. I'm a loser. We don't win shit. We've won shit, but I'm not going to brag about it because we won shit. But Bills haven't won shit ever. Period. They never will.
True.
Josh, that window's closed, by the way. 2-3, 4-2-3. I don't know if you're a Bills fan or not. Their window is 1000% closed. They need to rebuild.
Yeah. They're with Diggs on his way out. Yeah. They need a receiver.
Josh
they
Allen
don't know
constantly making mistakes. Like that dude, I think he does too much. I think he thinks he needs to play hero ball when he just needs to let his offense work.
And the other thing is they don't know how to produce a run game.
Because Josh
run game.
Josh needs to stop running the ball. 700 fucking carry.
Yeah,
700
every run
rushing
game
yards.
dies in Buffalo.
Yeah, because of Josh. Cricket. Your window's closed, buddy. Sorry about your luck. 2-3, 4-2-3.
But anyway,
buddy. I love you, man. I appreciate it. I really do. I'm just fucking with you. I don't care if they win or not.
We didn't get to, and we'll cover this, I guess.
When is the baseball trade deadline?
It is August 1st, which is going to be next Monday, which is going to be amazing. So we can discuss that on.
Oh, you're a Patriots fan. Okay. All right. Well, fuck you then. I kid. I'm just joking. How old are you? 2-3, 4-2-3. Did you watch Tom Brady grow up? Because I know people now, which is weird, that like missed the first 75% of Tom Brady's career. Isn't that wild to you? Like,
yeah.
Blows my mind. Like there are people out there that didn't even watch like Stone Cold Steve Austin wrestle. There's people out there who don't know who Terry Glenn is. Like I am just mind blown.
Terry Glenn, he's got a horrible spot in my heart.
Born after 2000. So you didn't even wait. Oh my God. I can't understand. I can't comprehend this shit. I'm too old, Josh. I'm too old.
We're
2002, I was like a freaking sophomore. Yeah, I was a sophomore.
So you're basically the Cowboy fan of your era, of my era.
Who is?
Anyone born out in like
2-3, 4-2-3. He is the new Cowboys fan.
Who's the other team that you can be like a Giants? Are you like a San Francisco Giants fan or a?
No, the Giants won a World Series recently, right?
San Francisco. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm trying to find the baseball team that does well. What's the basketball team that did really well? Lakers in the 2000s. So it's still the Lakers.
Oh, the Spurs. Like the Spurs, but they were like dominate Tim Duncan and Manu Ginobili and those guys. Like they were.
But that might be a little like under. That might be a little too early for him. It still could be like the Lakers. I think it could still be like the Yankees, or he loves the Patriots, so he could be a Red Sox fan. Red Sox did really well. What's the team? Did the Bruins do really well in the 2000s?
Look, all I'm gonna say this: my son is 5. He was born in 2018. Before the greatest franchise of all time went back to back and won Stanley Cups, he's gonna be that kid. He's gonna be 2-3, 4-2-3. Yeah, my team won some Stanley Cups, but I didn't watch it because I was 5 years old. That's you, 2-3, 4-2-3. I kid. I look 28. Thank you.
He was talking to me.
Oh. I'm 37.
No.
I'm old.
Yeah,
I have
you are old as
arthritis.
shit.
I have arthritis.
I don't even know how old I am. I think I'm 33.
I go to bed before the sun goes down if I'm not doing a podcast. That's how. Can we get out of here? I got some Mario to play.
I gotta go to bed. Yeah. So next week we'll get into the trade deadline. Sorry we didn't get to that today, and we'll probably have some other off-topic situation we're going to go to. So yeah. Again, follow us on social media: Mugs and Balls, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. We are also a part of the Fins Talk Sports Network. Again, you can follow us there on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. And then we also have the East 10th Street Boys coming on at 9:00 today. Actually, it should be on right now. They are currently live, so go pay attention to them. And they're talking about that final 53-man roster prediction. Normally they come on at 9:30, so I don't know what's going on. So yeah.
Hey, 2-3-4-2-3. I've also watched 0 Dolphins Super Bowls, and I will leave you all with this. And this is serious. I learned this today from Titus O'Neil today, WWE superstar. Stop trying to be so successful in life and just make a significant impact on other people's lives. That's